Love makes the world. Love heals the world. Love makes life beautiful. And if you don't have love, everything goes wrong. And Christianity matters because it's all about teaching us what love looks like. And it's the place where we go to school. Church is like school where you learn how to love.
Love school?
Yeah, it's a love school, right? And it's the place where you learn to eat and enjoy good food and good fellowship.
Where's this church?
It exists in a few places, right? But you know, that's what it's about. It's about bringing people back to love, helping people see how love is easily screwed up, but then also helping people see that when love goes right, everything is changed.
Where have you seen love go right?
All over the place. I mean, it happens in our family from time to time. It happens in our marriages.
What news program was that on?
It's not on there. I mean, the news is bad news. I mean, they ought to stop calling it the news. They should just call it bad news, because that's all they want to give you, right? And they want to depress you about how everything is going so badly. And we just don't get coverage on the stuff that's really good and beautiful. Right? And there's plenty of that. And a lot of it happens in churches. A lot of it doesn't happen in churches. But sometimes churches get it really right. And when that happens, it's beautiful.
What does that resurrection look like?
Resurrection is a community of people in their places living life in its fullness. Right? It's Jesus saying, I have come to give life abundantly. It's the prophet Amos saying, there will come a day when you will grow your gardens, you will build your houses, you will have your families, and you'll be able to enjoy them without fear. That's what it's all about. It's not about escaping the world. It's not about escaping your troubles. It's about healing the troubles so that where you are can be a place of joy and peace and delight. It's no more loneliness. It's no more anxiety. It's no more alienation. Right? It's the healing of all of our pain so that we can fully live. Right? It's pain that prevents us from living. And there are many, many sources of our pain. And so if you want to talk about resurrection, you talk about the healing of pain. And if you want to become agents of this resurrection power that God wants to give us, you figure out where the pain is and you figure out what you need to do to heal it. That's what you're doing.
What pains has love healed in you?
Say that.
What pains has love healed in you?
Oh, I mean, just the pain of loneliness, right? I mean, think about how easy it is, even though you can be surrounded by all kinds of people, how easy it is to be lonely. Well, what love says is, it's not good for you to be lonely. Because when you're lonely, you start to think about, well, nobody cares about me, the work I do doesn't matter. Right? That's a hard way to live. But when you realize that, no, other people love you, and other people think you matter, and people think the work you do matters, that inspires you. It lifts you up. It makes you want to get up in the morning. It makes you want to share with others. Right? So love is this transformative power that changes things from loneliness to companionship, right? From illness to health, from sadness to joy. I mean, all these different things.
What's your strategy for love?
Strategy? I don't know that there is a strategy. Right? It'd be nice if there could be this sort of formula, you know, tick the box and you get it, right?
We do all kinds of strategy for our 401k, and we got
Right.
strategy for, these things, but nobody, if love is this main thing, you look at all these other things that we spend our life making sure we've got strategies and plans for.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you want to put it in terms of a strategy, I mean, a way you start is just say, figure out what Jesus is doing and then see how you can do the same thing. That's the strategy. So go read the Bible, and go read the Bible with other people, and go read the Bible in places that people are actually living in. So go into a restaurant and read the Bible maybe with somebody else and say, what's going on here at our table right now or in this whole restaurant that either witnesses to love or doesn't? And see, well, you look over at that table and there's a couple, they don't even talk to each other. They don't know what to say to each other. Well, maybe that means then that we got to start figuring out why marriages are often lonely places. You know, that's sort of taking the gospel as a manual for love into the varying practical circumstances of daily life and saying, how do we make changes? Because people are living, but they're not living. Right? And to help people see that, and then to help them figure out the changes they need to make so that they can start to live. You know, that's like one-on-one kind of work. It's not just a big campaign. You got to get close and personal.
What is God doing?
Well, I think the thing that God is up to from the beginning and every day is nurturing life. Right? That's why this idea of God as being far, far away has been so destructive. God is constantly present to all of us as the power of love nurturing us in our lives. So that, as the psalmist says, if God were to turn God's face away, everything would die. And so one of the things that, you know, I want to tell colleagues is, you know, when you eat, when you shake hands with somebody, when you wake up in the morning, what's letting you do any of that? Right? You can't do it yourself. You didn't bring your own life into existence. Right? Everything's a gift. And the hard thing is to learn to receive the world and each other as gifts. And that's another thing that the church does. Besides being a school for the training of love, the church is a school for the training of gratitude. Right? Teach us how do we receive the world. And that means, you know, this posture, not this posture. Right? So if we could get people just to move from this to this, that'd be huge.